You've been lied to and you've swallowed it like honey, sweet on the tongue but poison in the gut. They told you that kindness was the currency of the strong, that vulnerability would save you. But now look around. The wolves are feasting, and you're still asking for mercy. No one respects a man who bleeds without reason, breaks without fight, or begs to be seen. Power is not given, it is taken, and only by those cold enough to take it without guilt. This isn't about healing, it's about replacing your operating system. That emotional framework you inherited? Weak. You've been playing life like a loyal servant, waiting for permission to rise. But permission is a myth told by kings to keep men like you in chains. From this point on, you will rebuild yourself like a tactician, not a dreamer. There is no savior coming, no mentor with all the answers, no lover who will heal your wounds. This path is lonely by design, and if that scares you, good, that means you're still human. But the strategist doesn't chase comfort, he sharpens himself in silence. Becomes the storm others pray passes quickly. You must stop asking and start calculating. What's coming next will shatter what's left of the old you. This isn't motivation, it's Machiavelli's blueprint, resurrected for the modern battlefield. And that's the point. You can't build steel on top of sand. You will kill the softness, you will bury the hesitation, and you will rise with a mind made for war. People will try to test you, they won't understand you. Let them. Confusion is a weapon, silence is a mask, and your new face? Unreadable. Comment below. I am the architect of my power. Say it as a warning, not a wish. This is the line in the sand. Cross it, and there's no going back. But if you're ready, then steel yourself, because now we begin the construction of a weapon. You burn the old blueprint. You've built your life on a blueprint handed to you by cowards, and you never questioned it. They told you to be good, be liked, be moral, but only when it benefited them. What has that earned you? Rejection, confusion, weakness masked as virtue. If you want to become untouchable, you must burn the framework that made you predictable, soft, and obedient. The truth is brutal. The version of you you're clinging to was designed to be used. Your habits, your beliefs, your emotional reactions, they've all been coded by someone else's agenda. That version of you has served its purpose. It kept you hidden, compliant, forgettable. But now, that skin must be ripped off like armor, forged from lies. You cannot lead if you're still afraid to disappoint. Burn it all. The fake confidence, the approval addiction, the watered-down ambition. No more compromise disguised as balance. You don't need healing, you need reprogramming, a ruthless purge of your emotional code. Weak men try to fix themselves while still holding on to their comfort. Strong men, they erase everything and start with a sharpened edge. You're not here to fix the old, you're here to replace it. Feel the resistance? That's fear, and it's a liar. Your comfort zone is a coffin in disguise, padded, quiet, slow death. The fire you feel right now is your signal to break the shell, not coddle it. Rebirth always begins in violence, and violence doesn't ask permission. You either shatter the shell or you die in it. And death isn't always physical. Sometimes it's a life unlived. This is your first command. Delete the man you were programmed to be. Write that in the ashes of your past life. Your pain is not your enemy, it's your forge. Use it. Comment below. My past self is ashes. Say it, believe it, burn it. We're not here to cope. We're here to construct a king. Strategic self-control. Control isn't about pretending to be calm. It's about owning the battlefield inside your head. You've been reacting like a puppet every time someone pulls your strings. That ends now. From this moment forward, you are no longer a man who bleeds out emotionally for free. You are a vault, a weapon with a locked trigger. No reaction becomes your new reaction. Powerful men don't need to prove they're strong. They simply never lose composure. They let others bark, lash out, flinch, and expose themselves. But the strategist? He watches. He lets the emotional explode, then moves in when the smoke clears. Your control is not passivity, it's calculated restraint, the art of letting people destroy themselves while you stand untouched. You must begin to see your emotions as tools, not truths. Anger is fuel, but never your driver. Fear is information, not identity. Sadness? Use it to deepen focus, not drown in it. The world wants men to be emotionally available so they can be emotionally manipulated. But you build walls, not wounds. You think 5 moves ahead, not 5 seconds behind. The man who cannot control himself will never control anything external. The man who reacts loses. And in a game where perception rules, your greatest threat isn't others, it's your impulsive self. So here's your new rule. If it triggers you, it owns you. If it owns you, it beats you. If it beats you, you are still weak. Fix that, or be used forever. From this point on, you are your own handler. Master your face, master your tone, master your silence, and most of all, master the moment before you speak. That pause. That's power. Comment below. I am silence behind the storm. Say it, hold it, live it. We're not reacting anymore. We're ruling. Weaponize your darkness. There's a part of you you've buried, the rage, the fear, the cold calculation. You were told to lock it away. That darkness makes you bad, but they lied. That shadow inside you, it's not weakness. It's your unused power, raw, sharp, waiting to be turned into a weapon. You don't destroy the dark. You train it, aim it, and unleash it when it matters. Your pain has value if you stop running from it. Every betrayal, every insult, every failure, they're all bricks. Stack them, build with them. Darkness is not the opposite of light. It is the depth behind it. You will never be complete until you can look at the part of yourself that wanted revenge, wanted domination, wanted to destroy, and say, I see you, I need you. Suppression is not strength. Integration is. The man who pretends he's all love and peace is the one who breaks when it counts. The man who has sat with his demons and made them work for him, that's the one you can't touch. Be terrifying, not reckless. Be controlled, not soft. The world doesn't need your purity. It respects your power held under leash. Look in the mirror. Look deeper. See the cold eyes behind the mask. The hunger behind the smile. That version of you doesn't need applause. He needs a mission. And when you give that darkness a purpose, you become unstoppable. You walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere without speaking. You become the man even the loud ones watch quietly. Stop hiding from the shadow. Step into it and drag it into your control. Make it serve your will. Sharpen your instincts. Protect your purpose. Weak men fear their dark. Strong men wield it. You've got a war to win, and light alone won't get you there. Comment below. My darkness obeys me. Don't fear your edge. Master it. Use it. Rule with it. The cold eye of observation. Most people stumble through life blind, not physically but psychologically. They don't see, they assume. They don't study, they react. But the Machiavellian mind? It watches everything. Every twitch, every pause, every contradiction. It's all data. You must train your mind like a sniper. No wasted bullets, no wasted emotion. Observation is your first weapon. Use it. When you walk into a room, you're not there to be seen. You're there to study. Who's insecure? Who's posturing? Who can't hold silence? Power leaks from people who talk too much, move too fast, need too badly. You stay still. You let them show you their weaknesses. You don't intimidate with noise. You disarm with silence. Real dominance is quiet. Stop needing to be liked and start needing to be aware. Study patterns, not promises. People will tell you who they are if you watch long enough. Does their tone shift when you speak truth? Do their eyes dart when you ask for clarity? These are signals, tells on the battlefield. Most people are broadcasting weakness while begging to appear strong. Never assume loyalty. Never assume morality. What you see is often a crafted illusion, and the strategist knows this. You must become fluent in body language, emotional microshifts, linguistic traps. You're not paranoid, you're precise. You're not cold, you're calculating. You don't react emotionally because you already saw the strike coming 10 seconds before it hit. This is not about manipulation, it's about survival. In a world of masks and motives, you either see through the game or get played by it. You are not here to chase feelings, you are here to extract advantage. Comment below. I see what others hide. That's not just awareness, it's protection. Learn to see like a shadow in daylight, unblinking, untouchable. Machiavellian maskcraft. You were told to be yourself, but that advice is for men who want to stay weak. The truth? No one rises in this world without a collection of masks. You must become whoever the moment requires, without hesitation, without shame. Authenticity is a luxury. Adaptation is power. Machiavelli said, "A wise man must imitate the fox and the lion." And you'll become both, but never show either. You must learn the art of false virtue. The world rewards those who appear kind, while secretly respecting those who are calculating enough to appear kind while remaining dangerous. Be generous when you're being watched. Be ruthless when no one sees. If you want influence, master performance. Your smile should soothe. Your silence should intimidate, and your presence, it should always feel deliberate, never accidental. This isn't about faking, it's about constructing your legend. You are the author of your identity, and no man climbs high by broadcasting his true intent. Tell them what they want to hear while doing what needs to be done. Keep them comfortable but never informed. You don't lie, you navigate, and those who can't adapt will always be controlled by those who can. Every environment is a stage. At work, become the agreeable ally until you take the lead. In negotiations, play the fool, then reveal your foresight. In conflict, appear emotional while planning 3 moves ahead. The man who can control how he is perceived controls the flow of power. Let others show their hand. You show a mask until it's time to strike. You must start practicing this daily. Speak less, let others assume. Mirror energy when needed, break it when tested. Masks are not weakness, they are armor. Your truth means nothing if it makes you vulnerable, so keep it locked. Your value is not in being real, your value is in being unknowable. Predictability is death to a strategist. Mystery is a weapon. Those who say, "I am who I am," are already slaves to their programming. You shapeshift with precision. You walk into rooms as a blank slate, then become exactly what gains you the most leverage. When you're loved, be gracious. When you're envied, be silent. When you're feared, let it stay that way. And always remember, power is perception, not possession. So here's your challenge. Pick 3 masks and master them. The diplomat, the phantom, the king. Use them wisely, wear them well, and drop them only when alone. Your inner world is sacred, never exposed. Your outer world is strategy, always deployed. Comment below. I wear masks to rule. The game isn't fair, so don't play it honestly. Play it like a ghost with teeth. Ruthless boundaries. You don't rise by being available, you rise by being selective, brutal, and untouchable. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you sell a piece of your power. Every time you explain yourself to people who don't deserve it, you lower your value. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're sacred architecture, protecting your mind, energy, and empire. And most men have none. Let this burn into your bones. No one respects what is always accessible. Your time, your energy, your presence, they must be earned, not expected. People will take everything from you, not because they're evil, but because they're wired to consume what's unguarded. If you don't draw the line, they will walk over your corpse with a smile. And you'll blame them instead of yourself. From now on, no becomes your first language. No explanations, no guilt, no delay. If someone reacts badly to your boundaries, good. That means they were benefiting from your lack of them. Let the leeches leave, let the users cry, let the needy fall away. You don't need peace with everyone, you need power over your own damn life. And power demands distance. There will be people who tell you that boundaries are harsh, cold, unloving, but understand this. Weak people confuse boundaries with cruelty because they fear confrontation. But confrontation is not cruelty, it is clarity, and if your clarity offends them, that's a sign. Most people don't want strong men. They want accessible ones, comfortable, predictable, weak. You must become none of those. Start filtering your circle. Who drains you? Who demands access without value? Who tests your limits with fake kindness? Get surgical. These people aren't just inconveniences, they are strategic liabilities. You're building a fortress, not a motel. Only those who bring discipline, loyalty, or growth should enter your gates, and even then, you lock the doors behind them. Your schedule? Guard like a war map. Your energy? Spent only where it multiplies. Your presence? Rare and calculated. Let them miss you. Let them wonder why they don't hear from you anymore. Let your distance create gravity, because in silence you gain value, and in distance you gain dominance. You don't owe anyone access just because they remember your name. This is your masculine responsibility, to be the gatekeeper of your own power, not to please, not to explain, but to protect the empire you are building, piece by piece. You are not here to babysit egos or be the emotional crutch for broken people who refuse to evolve. You are here to construct, enforce, and protect. Without compromise, you do not have to yell to draw a line. A calm no spoken with eye contact is louder than 1,000 screams. Practice it. Say it without tone, without apology, without tension. People will push. They always do. Your job is not to give in. Your job is to make them realize. This is a man who does not fold. Not for guilt, not for need, not for anyone. Comment below. My boundaries are law. Let it be known. You're not becoming bitter, you're becoming bulletproof. You're not rejecting people, you're selecting your future. From now on, your time is earned, your presence is currency, and your boundaries, they are non-negotiable. Build alliances, not friendships. Friendship is emotional, alliance is strategic, and a strategist does not move through life emotionally attached to unpredictable people. You were taught to collect friends like trophies. People who make you feel liked, accepted, safe. But safety is not the currency of power. Loyalty is. Mutual benefit is. The man who wants real influence builds alliances, not emotional liabilities. Understand this, most friendships are based on comfort, not character. They're built on shared vices, not shared visions. If your circle cheers your weaknesses and stays silent on your growth, you don't have friends. You have anchors disguised as allies. You don't need people who keep you company. You need people who keep you focused. You don't need bonding, you need alignment. Your time is now too valuable for accidental relationships. If someone is in your life, they should serve a purpose. Growth, elevation, strategy, expansion. It's not heartless. It's efficient. Kings didn't keep court jesters close, they kept warriors, advisors, builders. You must think the same way. Your inner circle must be forged in clarity, not sentiment. Cut emotion, insert purpose. This doesn't mean you become cold, it means you become discerning. You learn to recognize value. You ask, what does this person bring to my future? Do they make me sharper, stronger, smarter? Do they hold a standard, or do they make excuses? And if they don't elevate your game, they're draining it. That's not betrayal, that's reality. Stop fearing truth. Alliances are built on mutual gain. No one is truly selfless, and that's fine. But you must know what you offer and what you expect in return. Define your terms, set your limits, communicate with precision. The people who are worth keeping will respect this. The rest will label you selfish. Let them. Because you're not in the business of people-pleasing. You're in the business of king-making. Learn to audit your circle like a war council. Who's watching your blind spots? Who's challenging your thinking? Who's adding to your mission when you're not looking? If the answer is no one, then you're surrounded, not supported. And you will fall, not from enemies, but from weak links disguised as loyalty. One bad connection can destroy the whole foundation. The world of power is built on alignment, not affection. Machiavelli himself said it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. But more than that, it's better to be respected through what you build, not how many friends you have. The man who dies with the most friends often lived with the least focus. You are not here to be surrounded, you are here to be sharp. So here's your code from now on. Every connection must either build or protect your empire. Everything else is noise. Cut the emotional dead weight. Cut the nostalgic attachments. Cut the friends who secretly want you small. You are not who you were when you met them. Stop pretending you are. Be bold enough to walk alone so the right allies can finally see you. Comment below, I build circles of power. Your life is not a social club. It's a campaign. Your network is your fortress, and your tribe? Small, strong, strategic. From here forward, you don't collect friends, you forge allies. Silence is a power move. Silence is not weakness, it is a calculated strike waiting in the dark. The loudest man in the room reveals himself. He shows you his insecurities through volume, his desperation through constant speech, his fear through the inability to sit with tension. But the silent man, he's the one everyone watches. Because his stillness doesn't mean absence, it means preparation, observation, control. Most men don't understand this. They equate silence with awkwardness, with social failure. They try to fill every gap in conversation because they're terrified of what others might think in the pause. But silence is not a gap. It's a blade. It cuts deeper than words ever could when held correctly. Silence makes people project, confess, reveal, all while you sit unmoved, unshaken, unread. The world teaches you to speak, often, to share, to express. But the Machiavellian strategist knows better. The more you say, the more you expose, and once exposed, you're predictable. Predictability is the death of dominance. Every time you open your mouth out of compulsion, you lose leverage. Every word must be weighed, every phrase measured. Speak only when speaking builds power, not when silence does it better. Do you want to know who really controls the room? It's not the one who commands attention through noise. It's the one who sits still, listens deeply, and waits until the perfect moment, then speaks with such precision that everyone shuts up. That's not charisma. That's psychological warfare, and it's yours to master the moment you stop fearing the quiet. Silence also forces others to reveal themselves. People hate a void. If you stay silent long enough, they'll try to fill it, often with their secrets, their tells, their fears. They'll interpret your quiet as judgment, confidence, superiority, even mystique. Let them. Because the most powerful illusion you can cast is letting others believe you know more than you've said. You win not through confrontation, but through discomfort they inflict on themselves. You don't speak to be heard, you speak to shift the energy. That's the new rule. When you speak, people should feel a weight drop in the air. They should lean in because silence from you is the norm. So your voice becomes an event. You no longer speak to validate. You speak to direct, to destroy illusions, to declare decisions. Precision over performance. Train yourself to be the last to speak in every room. Gather intel, read tone, feel the rhythm. When everyone else has spilled their mind, you'll have all the power, because you know what cards they hold. This is how kings speak. This is how tacticians dominate. The fool interrupts, the strategist pauses. You must become the stillest man in chaotic rooms. Your silence should become unnerving, not because you're rude, but because people can't figure you out. They wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning, whether you're judging them or studying them. Good, let them wonder. Let them fear the unknown in you. That mystery is your armor and your aura. It's what separates the average man from the calculating force. And make no mistake, silence is not inaction. It is unseen calculation. It is dominance without display. When the enemy doesn't know what you're thinking, he cannot prepare. And when your allies aren't sure what motivates you, they step carefully, with respect. You are not loud. You are loud through presence alone. You are not obvious. You are felt. This level of control starts small. Begin by resisting the urge to explain yourself. Let misunderstandings stand. Let assumptions float. You're not here to defend. You're here to direct. Stop trying to correct every false impression. A mysterious man is never easily targeted. You don't exist to be understood. You exist to be feared, respected, studied from a distance. People think they need to be known to be powerful. That's backwards. Invisibility is the high ground. Power hides. Influence lurks. The most dangerous men are not the ones boasting. They're the ones you can't quite figure out. Become one. Be unreadable, unshakable, unexplainable. Speak when it's time to take space, not when you feel small inside it. Comment below. My silence makes noise. That's your mantra now. Learn to pause mid-conversation and let tension grow. Learn to end a sentence early and let it hang in the air like a riddle. Learn to leave questions unanswered, not because you don't know, but because they don't deserve your answers. This is how you rise, through silence, scarcity, and timing. Don't just speak less. Mean more with less. Don't just be quiet, be felt. The storm doesn't shout before it strikes. It watches, gathers, and ends everything in a single, perfect flash. Long-term dominance over short-term pleasure. The man who cannot delay gratification is already conquered. Pleasure is the leash around most men's necks. Soft, invisible, seductive. It whispers promises of comfort, release, ease, and every time you listen, you trade your throne for crumbs. Understand this. Discipline isn't just a tool. It's a declaration. A line in the sand between those who build kingdoms and those who chase dopamine like beggars. Look around you. The world is designed to seduce you. Cheap food, fast validation, instant access to fake intimacy. It's a buffet of weakness disguised as freedom. And men, grown men, are drowning in it. Addicted to attention, addicted to numbing, addicted to escaping themselves. But the man who can sit with discomfort, delay the high, and hold his hunger, he becomes inevitable. You need to understand something brutal. Your future is being bought or sold with every small decision you make right now. Every scroll, every indulgence, every moment you choose comfort over strategy. You're selling your empire to feel good for 10 seconds. And most men, they do this 1,000 times a day, never realizing they've auctioned off their destiny for dopamine drops. Real power isn't about speed, it's about endurance. The kings who lasted weren't the flashiest, they were the most patient. The generals who conquered didn't just charge, they waited, they studied, they starved strategically. You want long-term dominance? Learn to outlast, learn to outdeign, learn to sit in the fire while others run to water like children. You do not chase pleasure, you command it. When you wake up, your first thought should not be what feels good. It should be what strengthens the empire. Your diet is fuel. Your discipline is architecture. Your rituals are scaffolding. The gym isn't about muscles, it's about control. The business isn't about money, it's about influence. The strategy isn't about results, it's about calculated consistency. There are two versions of you at war every day, the king and the child. The king delays gratification to fortify his domain. The child whines for comfort now and pays in regret later. Every time you pick distraction over focus, lust over purpose, indulgence over pain, you crown the child. And make no mistake, he will destroy your throne from the inside. You must begin to gamify your restraint. Treat every denial of impulse like a brick in your fortress. Every time you walk away from a short-term hit, you rise. Every time you say no to what would make you feel good right now, you say yes to the version of you that owns rooms, silently. The man who wins is the one who knows pleasure is not the prize, power is. Every high comes with a hidden tax. That lazy morning, it costs sharpness. That empty hookup, it costs discipline. That binge scroll, it costs hours of empire building. The problem is, the price tag isn't printed in red. It's printed in years, momentum, respect. You don't see the debt until it's too deep to climb out of. Don't let that be your story. Make this your law. Nothing owns me but mission. Not lust, not ego, not distraction. You will walk past temptation not because you're weak for pleasure, but because you are too focused to be pulled. You will grind in silence, bleed behind the scenes, build in the dark, because you're not here to be seen. You're here to dominate when it matters. Delayed gratification is not a punishment. It is the signature of high-level men. The world calls it boring, obsessive, extreme. That's fine, because the world doesn't build legacies, it consumes them. The world doesn't sacrifice, it scrawls, it escapes, it celebrates mediocrity. Let them. While they binge, you build. While they sleep, you sharpen. While they seek highs, you stack legacy. And one day you will look around and realize what you've become: untouchable, controlled, respected without speaking. While others chased quick wins, you became the win. While they burned for pleasure, you became the man no fire could touch. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens through 10,000 invisible decisions no one sees, but everyone feels when you walk in. Comment below. Pleasure obeys my discipline. Write it, live it, breathe it. This is no longer about motivation. This is about identity. You are not here to play. You are here to build something that outlives you. And that kind of power doesn't come cheap. It comes through sacrifice, precision, and a hunger greater than pleasure itself. The game never ends. You think there's a finish line. You think one day you'll finally get to rest. Money made, respect earned, demons defeated, peace achieved. That illusion is the final trap. There is no end. There is only evolution or decay. The moment you stop climbing, the world starts eating away at what you built. Comfort is the assassin that wears a smile. And kings who forget that, they rot in luxury, bloated on their past glory. The strategist knows the game never ends, it just shifts. One battle fades, another begins, the threats evolve, the enemies change faces, the temptations grow sharper. The throne you earn today will be tested tomorrow. This world is not static. It doesn't care who you used to be. It watches who you are becoming. Every sunrise asks you the same question: will you keep building or start decaying? Let this sink deep into your blood. The crown you wear must be defended daily. Not with noise, with standards. Not with bravado, with consistency. You think you've done enough? Good. Now double it. You think you've outgrown your enemies? Good. Now outgrow your old self. Your past victories don't matter here. This is a new field, and it will break any man who confuses achievement with a rival. You must stay hungry even after you're full. Stay sharp even when there's no threat in sight. Stay cold even when life tries to warm you into complacency. Power is not a one-time hit. It's a pulse you have to keep pumping with discipline, vision, and ruthless maintenance. Let other men retire into comfort. You were not built to rest. You were built to reign. And reigning is not about sitting on a throne. It's about operating with precision. It's about showing up when no one's watching. It's about pushing through when no one applauds. You do not need motivation anymore. You need a code. Something written in your bones that doesn't flinch when the pressure hits. Something that cannot be negotiated, no matter how sweet the temptation. Let them think you're obsessive. Let them mock your silence, your solitude, your systems. While they chase balance, you chase dominion. While they ask for ease, you demand standards. While they watch hours burn on distraction, you own every second like it's currency. That's the difference between men who are remembered and those who are recycled by history. But don't mistake movement for mastery. Don't just grind, refine. Don't just wake up early, become strategic with your hours. Don't just lift weights, build durability in your soul. The game is not just about output, it's about direction, accuracy, and timelessness. The man who thinks long game is the one no short-term impulse can touch. He is unshakable, unhurried, unbreakable. You must be able to look in the mirror and know, if this all collapsed today, I'd rebuild faster, better, colder, because the tools are internal now. The mindset is forged, the weakness is dead. You've become the weapon, and weapons don't panic, they execute. That's how you know you've arrived, when nothing external can destroy what you've built within. But even then, you keep building, you keep refining, not because you hate rest, but because you know what rest costs. It costs sharpness, it costs leverage, it costs edge, and edge, once dulled, invites attack. The man who thinks he's safe becomes prey. But you move like a shadow with teeth. Even in stillness, you're lethal. Even at peace, you're poised to strike again. This isn't paranoia, this is power management. You're not here to survive, you're here to outlast, to outthink, to outstrategize anyone who steps on your ground. And that takes recalibration every day. Every morning, you wake up and build your kingdom, brick by brick again, not because it's gone, but because that's the cost of keeping it strong. And maybe Just maybe, you'll become a symbol, a blueprint others study in silence, a name whispered with respect in rooms you've never entered. But that's not your goal. Your goal is deeper. Your goal is inner domination, to master the inner chaos, to never lose yourself, no matter how loud the noise gets. Because the greatest enemy always lives within. So here's your final truth. The game never ends, and that's your greatest advantage. Because the weak look for finish lines, the strong, we look for the next war, not because we love destruction, but because we love evolution. The battlefield is where we sharpen. The climb is where we remember who we are. The pain is where we become sovereign. Comment below. I am the storm in human form. Say it and mean it. This isn't just a video. This is your blueprint. And if you've made it this far, you are no longer just a man. You are a weaponized will, sculpted by pain, focused by silence, protected by boundaries, powered by strategy. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be unforgettable. So if this awakens something in you, do what a strategist would. Like the video, subscribe to the mission. Turn on that black bell of discipline, because this isn't motivation, this is war. And every war needs a ruler.